teach you a little bit about some common ATO scams and some general tips on not being scammed. So I just wanted to start with, a lot of people may already know this, but always good to let people know just in case you don't, but your tax file number is a very important document and it should be guarded and from getting into the wrong hands. And I'll explain why. A lot of people don't really know this, but crooks can actually use your TFN to do tax file number frauds with it. So, for instance, they can come into a tax agent's office and present themselves as you and start doing your tax return and take your tax refund. And so while the ATO has many wonderful ways to detect fraudsters doing that with your tax file numbers, and you can usually stop it in time, if a tax file number fraudster has used your tax file number, it can compromise, what they call compromise your tax file number. And when your tax file number has been compromised, it may mean you have additional things to worry about every time you do something with the ATO or use your tax file number. For instance, it can be a pain for life and, if possible, prevent it. So, for instance, I know of some of our clients who've had their tax file numbers compromised, and we have a shorter working window to download their tax information, their pre-fill information, and lodge their tax returns within a shorter window to try and prevent future compromisations of their tax file numbers. And there's other examples of additional pain you may suffer at a tax file number compromise. So yeah, you want to avoid that. And also want to say, if you're engaging a new tax agent, they should be identifying you for this reason, to try and prevent tax file number fraudsters. Particularly nowadays, with people doing things online by phone, a tax agent should be checking out who they're actually dealing with, prevent tax file number refund frauds from going on. Okay, so I'm just going to go through some of our top tips to protect yourself from scammers, particularly with the ATO. I want to say that the ATO will generally always begin communications with you by mail. So they have your current address, you'll see letters coming to you before they start phoning you. ATO is always happy to receive your call if you suspect someone who is not them is calling you, to verify if the contact was genuine. They've got a dedicated phone line, and you'll see, I'll have this, it's 1-800-008-540, so you can call them. They've also got a scam listing of known latest alerts on the latest scams. You can always confirm ATO activities such as a fine or a payment request. You can confirm these from your tax agent, from your MyGov account, or contact the ATO. So if you're unsure whether the call or text message or email is genuine. So if you're not sure, don't reply and just go through your ways of confirming that it was a genuine call. Always guard your identification documents, personal and financial information. Be careful on clicking on links, downloading files, and opening attachments from vicious sources. Only give your personal information to people you trust, and try not to share it on social media. You should be shredding all financial and identifying information and disposing of it. Watch out for information in your letterbox, which can be stolen. If visible to people at work, you may have someone staying. It may steal your identity documents and try and take out a loan, credit card in your name, for instance. It's that easy. So you've got to be careful of these things. Be careful of the information in your car, or also at home as well, in case someone's coming in your house and seeing those documents. All right, always be careful in ways you pay the ATO. So generally, you're not going to be paying the ATO by cash at a park. So you can know the legitimate ways to pay the ATO. Most common ways, you've probably seen them on your notice of assessment to pay a tax bill. There is also ato.gov.au/how-to-pay. You can check things there. In general, the BPay code of 75556 is safe. And don't forget, even if debt collection agencies are getting you to pay tax debts, they should be directing you to pay to ATO and nothing outside of that. It should always be a direct payment to the ATO in Australia. Report any scam attempts to you. We all have to pitch in to help stop scammers to repeat and try their efforts and getting away with it. I want to say that if someone out of the blue calls you to threaten you in some way or demand a payment, makes you feel adrenaline, chances are it's a scammer. So make it your rule to wait 24 hours before you take any action in this situation. In the meantime, ask the ATO, your tax agent, call back the organisation, ask friends, check your MyGov account to verify if it's genuine or not. When someone calls and asks for financial personal identification information, always ask, why do you need to know? If you like, you can simply hang up and take your time to verify the call. For instance, I've recently had people impersonating Australian Bureau of Statistics ask me questions, and I actually found out I was scammers as well. Another tip is to listen to your phone suggestions. So my phone will tell me, Google knows that phone number is a suspected scam caller. And a lot of people choose to ignore phone calls they don't recognise because usually genuine phone calls will leave a message. Beware of phone number spoofing too. So scammers will make their phone call appear to be from a number that they're actually not calling from. And also always talk to your family, friends, tax agent, ATO about scams. If you know of someone who's fallen victim to a tax-related scam, or it's happened to you, call the ATO and report it. Or also there's links available to report scams online as well. Hope you enjoyed that and helps you be a little bit smarter in detecting some potential scammers who may approach you. Thanks very much. I'm Romeo from Tax Accounting Adelaide.